Hi guys, it's your host Ali Khan. Today we are going to learn accounts payable configuration in SAP. So these are the brief steps I have mentioned. So we start from the first step, GL account. We have to mention different GL accounts. In our example, I have taken three GL account, one for local vendor, one for foreign vendor, and third one is one-time vendor. So as the name, itself describe the nature of the accounts. So I already did the configuration. I just showed you the steps and the configuration screens. So just log into SAP. Then you're going to use FS00 to check the GL accounts. So this is our for vendor. I can show you. Like these are the three accounts we have to open it. One for the local, other one is foreign, and third one is one-time vendor. It's not compulsory, it's according to your nature of business, but these are the maximum accounts you can open it. So I will show you the local account setting, local vendor. So GL tab is balance sheet, account group is balance sheet. These are the three I have selected. So in that balance sheet I have selected. Short name, you can use anything. Control data, as it is local vendor, so I use Canadian dollar. You can take balance in local currency as well. And this is the main things that your reconciliation vendor you have to select. And here only the field group. So there are so many field groups. So I have taken this one, reconciliation. The purpose is only the field. It's according to your need. You can make something optional. You can express the thing. So it is option. This is not something very particular, or you can say that you have to select this one. You can use any other thing as well. So main point is this vendor account, reconciliation account. So like this is local vendor, so it's local currency. If I check the foreign vendor, like this one, you can see the currency is different. So only difference is this, otherwise no. And same with the one-time vendor. It's you can copy the local vendor and change the name to one-time vendor. See, so one-time vendor means that the vendors which you deal, or you think that it is once forever, and you will not deal with him again. So it's one-time vendor, you can say that. So our first step is done. Then we go to AP accounts payable, yes. Then vendor, okay. The second step is vendor account group with screen layout. So T codes, whatever possible, I have mentioned the T codes. So OBD3 and here and 3, according like I have opened 3 accounts in GL, a local vendor, LV, foreign vendor, FV, and OB mean one-time vendor. So same as I will open accounts group. So OBD3. So I start with ZL star. So these are the 3 account group I have opened: foreign vendor, local vendor, and one-time vendor. And in the end, I put my company name so I can identify which relates to my company. So I will show you one by one. It's a local vendor. So you have to mention the name only, local vendor, and this thing only one-time vendor you have to take when you are making one-time vendor. And underneath the field status, general item, and this you can one by one you can check it out. Like in address, you can see that there's so many options. You can suppress, require, or make it display. So better you can put as optional. But if you want to make it something required, you can do it like this. And if you press this, it will go to the next one, communication, this, like this. So anything, if you want to make something mandatory, you can select it here. So, and if you want to check whether going without going inside, you can just click here and press this magnifying glass. Show you like this, and if you click this, it will show you. Well, without going inside the address, you can see that inside the address, these are the fields available. So accordingly, you can fastly select and check whether the field you are looking is in which heading. Say like if contact person, you don't want to go inside, you just click here. It will show only the one person. Like this, if you click this, it will actually show this. So this one is relating to general data. So in general data, these are the 5 groups available. Then company code, these are the available. So just according to your need, you can make something mandatory or suppress or display. So likewise, this is for local vendor. Same thing is for foreign vendor. Only the difference is in one-time vendor. In one-time vendor, we have to click here. So going back, I will just show you for the one-time vendor. See, only the difference is this. So all 3 are same. So our second step is completed. Now we go to create number range and assign. Now we are going to create a number range and assign to our vendor groups. So for this, for creating a number range, code is XKN1, and for assigning OBS. So first we go there, and these are the 3 number ranges I have made accordingly. Like for one is for local vendor, other one is foreign, the last one is for the one-time vendor. So I made 3, Z4, Z5, Z6. You can make anything like A1, A2, A3, AA, whatever you want. So we just XKN1. So as I already made, so I just show you. So these are the 3, Z4, Z5, Z6 I have made with 1000 interval, like 5000 to 5999. The other one is from 6000 to 69, and this. And okay, and the main thing you have to careful check is that in external column, these are tick. So these are external. Why I made it reason? Just to tell you now briefly, but explain it later. If you want like your business partner number and vendor number should be same, so you have to go into you can do this thing in 2 ways. First one is you select the number range external for vendors, and in business partner you select as internal. So it should be opposite, or you can go other way around. You can make vendor as internal. How can you make it internal? Just untick it, it will become internal. And in business process, you will select as external. So then you can use the same number. And what I meant by same number, I will show you later on. So, but better is that you will go with the internal with the business partner and external with the vendor, because it will go from top to down. Means business partner is at the top and vendor is down. So it's better you will use business partner internal number range, and for vendor you will use external number range. So these 3 number range we have used. So next step is assigning it. For assigning OBAS, I have mentioned it here also external. In business partner, see I have mentioned internal. and when we are matching it, we make it same number. So you will see how it works. So right now we are here OBAS to assigning. This is my company, like my company name is here, so you can see that. So these are the groups, vendor groups. ZL is the starting prefix. The FV means foreign, LV mean local, OV mean one-time vendor. So for foreign, or we can go with local vendor, we use Z4, for foreign Z5, and OV Z6. So we have assigned it. Like you click here, and in the previous step, whatever you have, whatever you made the number range, it will come here. So you just have to select here the group name, like for example, if it is not aligned because I already made. So group name will come automatically here, and only number range you have to select yourself. So this is done. Then the payment term. For payment term, we just use OBB8. For OBB9, it's for the installment. I will show this in some other video. We just stick to OBB8. And one of is ZL05. ZL05, ZL is for my company, and 05 means that 5% discount if we make payment in 10 days. We'll check it out. /n OBB8. So this is by default 001 for immediate payment. You just double click over it. You can see that immediate payment, and these payment terms can be used for both customer and vendor. So if you want to use only for vendor, you can untick this thing, but it's better you can use the same one for both. And you can see that there's no percentage because it's immediate payment, so no discount is given. And these three things you have to just remember this, because in certification paper you will get the question, so many questions on this thing. Mostly they will ask that what are the items coming in payment terms. So it's account type, block key, payment method. These are three answers in MCQs it will come. So you have to remember these things. So for immediate, you just have to select a customer vendor, and that's it. And it is by default, you don't have to make it. But for the other one, like I made ZL05, these are also by default 002 2% discount if we make payment in 14 days and net 30 days. So I have made just for Tractor 05. So this I have made 05. I try to just identify that 05 means 5 days. 5% discount means that you will get 5% discount if we make payment within 5 days, and the total credit period is 30 days. And you can extend this thing, like you will get 4%, or you get 2% discount if you make payment in 10 days, and net period is 20. It's up to you. So you can change it according to the company need. So this is how things work. When you enter this thing, it will come automatically. This thing automatically come. So nothing, just these two you have to tick. If you want that, you can use in AR and AP as well. So use this one. So this is our next. Go to our next step. So define number of range. Now this portion is over for vendor. Now we'll go to BP business partner, and here there are not a lot of T codes available. We have to go through SPRO. So but luckily we got one T code. Define number range. It's same like number range we have defined here. So if now it's come like business need, like what my business need is that I want the BP number and the vendor number should be same. So for this I have the same number range Z4, Z5, Z6. Like if you remember, I started Z4 with 5,000, Z5 6,000 accordingly. So same number range I will use for BP, but I make it as internal. In vendor I have select external, but in BP internal. So number range I am using the same. The name could be different in like you can use T1, T3, but inside that the number range, like here if it start from 5,000 to 55999 Z4. So if here the name is T1, even the name is T1, but the number range should be the same. Like for T1 it should be 5,000 to 5,999 if my requirement is that I want my BP number and vendor number should be same. So it's not the name, but the inside the range is the key point. So I will show you. So BUCF we have to go. BUCF. BUCF. So you want to just press this one and you can create it, as I already made it, so I just show you. Go in the end. You can see these are the Z4, Z5, and then range is same, 5,000 to 559, 7,000 to 779, and here you can select check it out that I did not select external, so it's mean it's internal. So this is how you will do, and this thing this is, you don't have to do anything for this. This is the number in the system itself. I pick it up whenever we make new vendor or business partner. The last number will come here, just for our information that with this 5,559 we already use these number up to these number 5,009. So whenever we make another new one, here it will change to 5,010 and accordingly it will go. So main point is that name is not important. You can use any name, but the important thing is the number range. It should be the same as vendor. If your requirement is that the number range and the vendor number and the BP number should be same. So, and next important thing is that if you make external in vendor, then in BP you don't have to do this thing. It should be opposite. So this is done. Now we are in the BP chapter. Okay, so define number range. Now we have to make a group, like we make group in vendor. We will make a group and then assign these number range. So we will make same group like we made in vendor local. In vendor we make local vendor, forward vendor, one-time vendor. So here we can just to make it to show it different, we use something like business local vendor or something like this. I will show you. So these are the short names. For vendor I have used ZL LLV. ZL is my company initial starting, so this will be same for most of the time. So LV shows local vendor, forward vendor, one-time vendor. So here I use BF, mean business partner, foreign business partner. Local should be L. I use it V. So you can use in different, and O shows a one-time vendor. So for this, we have to go to SPRO. So these are the business BP number range. Now go to an SPRO. Cross application complaint. Then business partner. Basic setting. Number range the same we did last time in the previous step. So this we already did. So this is the path. But now we are going to make a grouping of business partner and assign the number range which we defined in the previous step. So this is how it looked like. So just try to find your ZL is my company starting, so I'll use this. All the options will come. So see, these group you have to make yourself, and you have to mention the name, like it should come with BP, so you remember, because sometimes it becomes so much confusing. You cannot identify that it is for vendor group or BP group. So always use BP in BP group, so you can easily identify that it's for vendor. So BF, business, foreign, local, and one-time vendor. So first you make the group, these three, make the names, and the number range, just assign it. It will come in the list of value. You just open it, whatever you make, it will come here. And see, I did not select as a external. I don't want to be external, I want to be internal. So like this, I will show you. I can make any new group. I can make any new group. Short name, you can write anything. Like I show you that BP foreign group, something like this. Same, you can write anything. Copy paste here. In description, you can write further, and number range you can select any number range which you already made. And if you want it external, you can select it here. So this is how it works. So we're done with this step. See, some people has made an external, so in their case they don't want the same number, so it's up to them. So now we go to the next part. It's assignment of group with the vendor group. Now it is coming. Now we are going to assign it, the business group with the vendor group. So in this step, what we do, we just match this vendor group with the business partner group. So in 7th step, we match vendor group with the business partner group and select as same number, because my requirement is that if my vendor number is 1000 or 5000, my business partner number should be 5000. So in this step we will do these things. So we go to SPRO. Same path, cross application, but instead of business partner, we select master data synchronization. Then we go to customer vendor integration, then business partner setting. Then for when we are making customer, when we are configuring business partner for customer, we will go here. But right now for vendor, we select here. Then field, then I think assign keys. Define number assignment for a business partner to a business partner. So we select this one. Define number assignment for direction BP to window. So as I mentioned before, that we just match our vendor group with the BP. So I select ZL. So you can see that this is my company, the first top three. The first second column is relating to a business partner, and this one relates to vendor. So that's why it's very important when you are making a business group, always mention BP, because here it's very confusing sometimes that you cannot identify which one is for business partner and which one is for vendor. So because the names are always almost same, foreign vendor, local vendor, same local vendor, company name is same. So all the identification you can make is like writing something, you can write something else. I use BP, so I can easily. So I just select the business group here and vendor group here, and then this is the main thing, same number. It's according to your requirement company. So my requirement is same, like I want the vendor number, business and partner number should be same. So it's very simple. I can show you one entry how to make it. You can just select the ZL, and all combination relating to ZL will come here, like ZLB for foreign, then tab. This thing will automatically come. This is for the vendor ZL. So foreign, you have to match foreign with foreign. Don't make a mess over here. That foreign with the local, foreign with foreign, and then select this. Okay, so it's pretty easy. Cancel, yes, we want to cancel. So we go to our next step. We have done up to this part. Now define BP role for the vendor. Yes, this will help you when you are making a business partner. So if you, I will show you what thing you have to take care in this step. So now go again to SPR role, then business partner, basic setting, roles, then define roles. You just have to copy or write it down the role for the vendor. We define it in the next step, define BP role for grouping. So first we check the role. So these are the different role by default coming in the SAP. So for supplier we use this one and these two. So these two you will use, it's better you will use both these two. It will help you when you are doing configuring the part. So if you add these two in your role, it will help you. You don't have to make it again and again. It will be easy for you. So copy these two somewhere, or just remember this FL, starting with FL. C is for the customer and V for the vendor. So V and 00 and 01, we have to add these two. So go back, and here you have to define role. Any role you can define with the name. I made for the customer, I use ZLBWCU, and for the vendor, ZLBW my company name, and VD means for vendor, for customer CU. So instead of BP vendor grouping, so make a new one, like new entry, make a new one. It's simple. I will show you. You can use any name. I have used this one. We go with, if you, nothing here. You just have to mention the name. That's it. And if you click here, you can see that here you have to click new line and insert these two rows which I showed you in the previous window, FLV and 00 and 01. So it's financial account and there was supplier. So if you use both of you, so for MM it will be easy for you. You don't have to do some other steps when you are making a vendor for MM. So it will help you, and that's it. So I will show you how to just make a new one, make this new line, right? You can open it here. All the list of the BP role will come here. Search your respective, like for our is FL star. Okay, say. So first two is for the customer and the one is, so one by one you first select this one, click OK, then go to again FL star. So this one, and I think I never tried it, but one role can be used for customer. I think so. You can try it yourself. Like what I mean, that you can FL star. You can add these two as well in one row. So for customer, you don't have to make a new one. So one role is enough. So when you're making this, then you will not mention this is vendor grouping, BP vendor grouping. You can just simply BP grouping instead of vendor customer, because one role you are making for both. So you can try it out. I think it will work. So that's it for this step. Now you sure want to cancel? Yes. So now we're almost done. We just now have to make a, yes, now almost configuration is done. Now we have to create a vendor, and when you are making a vendor, you can see that the vendor and BP number will be the same, and then the simple, these are the GL accounts we have to assign, because when you are making payments, sometimes there is a discount, so you have to identify the GL account for discount, cash discount, and over under payment, down payment. So these are some accounts we will tolerance limits. So main configuration has been done. So now we are going for a step FK01, or you can use, I think BP you can also use. FK01 is for making, and if you want to change it, you can use FK02 for the existing vendor, like, and for display probably FK03. So for making vendor FK01, and the other is BP. You can write simple BP. So again, now we go to SPR. Not SPR, BP is simple. You will go to BP. See, my last vendor number is coming 209. It's automatic. So I'm making a new one. Click here. So this is the row which we made in the last step. You have to search your row. So you can see that it's vendor grouping. So what I'm saying, that if you make one for vendor customer, it will, you can use it will come one, and you can just select it here rather than making two. So grouping is 2. I want to create, we create it. If you don't select any grouping, it will use the internal by default. number, but we will use our. So these are the one which I showed you for number range, like yeah, this one. So BP for foreign vendor, for local vendor, for so if you are making a local vendor, you will select this one. Okay, so number range will come like this accordingly. I can show you. So now the group is this. Okay, so as we assign the BP number with this, so when we select a group, automatically whatever the number assigned to this, it will start from this. So title will be company name can be shell terms. This is for the, I mean, you can see that like in Excel we use filter, something like this. So this is like this: if you are making 10 vendors and you want them to be segregated with others, and for each vendor, for these 10 vendor, you can use like for example, you can use like ON for Ontario. Okay, so like for this province, you like whenever you are making a vendor for Ontario province, you will write ON. But if you are making for vendor for Montreal, you can write MN. So this is kind of search thing. It will be easy. Like when you are searching vendor, you will write MN. So all vendors with search term MN, it will come. So it will help you, I mean, when you are finding your vendor. So it's not mandatory, I think. So mandatory is the name, address, and the language. So address, you can write anything. Postal code. And language is English. So these are the main things. So a red means that there's something wrong. Either it is somebody has made it before. You can write a shell new, I think. Let's see what the error it will show. Company, I think everything is done. Yes. So now after address, you have to go to company. This is what I'm saying, that if you attach these in the role FL01 and 00, so this purchasing will automatically come. So you will be needed, I mean, when you are making if you don't put this in the BP role, this FN01 and 00, this purchasing will not come. So as I added this, so whenever I select this role, purchasing is already there. So this we will use in when we are doing configuration. Right now we are just making a simple vendor. So after that we go to company code to give the reconciliation account. So see the vendor number external is coming. Company code, just select your company code. If you open this right now, you can see it will not show anything, but when you select the company code here and enter it, the reconciliation account automatically comes. So our company is ZLW. Now enter. So when the name comes, now the reconciliation, all the reconciliation account relating to vendor, it will show here. So these are the vendors account, and down payment, I think I also selected the vendor reconciliation, that's how it is coming. So I'm making a local, you can make anything. So I'm making a local vendor, so local vendor, enter it. And payment term, this is mandatory, and two things here. payment term you can use, like I told you there, I showed you two. One is 001 for immediate payment, and all the list of payment terms are coming up. Even if you don't make it by default, or if some other user have made it will come here. So like I made ZL05, it is there. Somebody made this, someone made this. So it's not restricted to the user. So for practice, we will use payment, immediate payment, and payment method just check or transfer. C, select C. Okay, either select right C or just double click, it will come back. It will come like this. House bank and these things. In next video, I will show how to make a bank, and then we will assign these things. And right now, that's it. And I showed you in the previous video, if you are making auto payment, automatic payment, that how to do this in Denning procedure. I will show you some other day. So and that's it. So only few things you have to remember: that payment term, payment method, and reconciliation account. So these are the main things. After that, now the last step. When I save it, you will see the BP number and vendor number will come here, and it should be same. So just press this, check it out. If there is some error, something missing, it will show. Now save it. So if you remember, the last vendor number or BP number is 5009. So we got the next one 510. So you can see that business number is 510, vendor number is 510. So that is my requirement. So we did this part. Now, so this is I told you that FK01 is making. If you want to change it, you can use FK02. I can show you like /n FK02. See, if you want to change in the already, if you already made a vendor and you want to change some of the configuration, you go to FK02 and write your vendor number. And if you are very particular, you can select it address, like for this vendor you just want to change the address, so you can select this one. So it will allow you to change the address. If you want to change the reconciliation account, you can select here, enter it. So accordingly you can do the things. So click here, enter it, and you can change it. It will show you this thing. It is just for the information. And for display, I think FK03. Yeah, it will show you in display. It will not allow you to change, but you can just see the configuration. So now coming back to the configuration, we did step 8. Now cache is not okay. So these are the GL accounts. You have to make it, then you have to configure it. So these are the accounts we have making. First you have to make these account in FS00. I will show you FS00 /. So it's 30. I think it's 007. Yes. So for vendor we receive. So when we are receiving discount, it's automatically our income. So it's primary cost. You have to define all primary costs or revenue. Profit and loss, nature wise, name you can write anything. in control, Canadian dollar, local currency. So sale deduction, sales deduction, cash discount. What is this? So this is wrong. It should not be 12. It should be 11 because it's our revenue. So we have to change it. Let me check whether it allows us to change it because some entries I think already done. So I don't think so it will allow me to do. Not yes. Must not be changed with the card. I'm not changing it, but it should be here 11, not 12. Because sale deduction means it will be used for the customer when we are giving discount to them. So we will use 11. So here you can select anything. I have used journal because in this field I just made everything optional. And automatically select this one because the discount it will come automatically. You will not manually put, so select this one. So that's it for the discount. And what other accounts? For over and under payments, yes. For over and under payments, and there's also for I think rounding figure, you can use one account. And I think this account can be used for both customer and vendor. So just make one. Primary cost, profit and loss, over under. So see, there's no differentiation I have made for customer or vendor. It's over under. So we will use same account for both. Balance currency, primary cost reduction, reducing. So over under could be sometime income, sometime expense. So simple. Okay. So last one is for down payment. Yes. Down payment in vendor. If we are making down payment to the vendor, so it's our asset. It's a prepayment. So 2 to 1000. So down payment, it's balance sheet item. It's our asset. If you remember, when we are making a vendor in FK01, this account is coming because of this. I selected vendor here. So if you selected asset, it will not come. So I think it will work. I think for asset as well. You can select vendor. And nothing is special. So these are the GL accounts and how it works over under cash discount. This I will show you in some other video when we are doing user and training. I will show you all the scenarios, how automatically over and under will come, cash discount will come. So I will show you in detail. So this is only for the configuration point of view. So cash discount, I will show you where to, and the T code is this, but the path is I think the same for all three. So it's better we go to SPRO and I'll show you where to enter these three accounts. So go to SPRO. SPRO. Go to financial accounting, then account receivable, account payable, then business transaction. And outbound payments, outbound. So you can see that cash discount is here, overpayment is there, exchange rate, rounding difference. For all these three, you can use the one account. It's up to according to your company need. I use probably one account for all these three, and for discount is different. Down payment is on other step I will show you. So first we go to the define cash account. Chart of account, we have to select your chart of account. See, this is our cash discount. You just have to select your cash. And the one we have cash discount we made in the last step in GL FS00. So simple, you have to add this account here. Cash discount received. So then go to over under payment. See the same account. Payment difference. And why we use it, I will show you in some other video. For exchange rate difference, you can make separate account or use the same one. I did not use it because I did not configure, but I will do this exchange thing. And same for the rounding difference. See the same account I use. If you want different account, you can use it. So now we have to go for down payment. So same path. Under business transaction, instead of going payment will go to down payment made, not received, made. And select this alternate reconciliation account for the down payment. Select the first one, okay, and select your chart of account. And these are the reconciliation account for vendor. If you remember, we have made 3 accounts, one for the local, the other one for the foreign, and the third one is the one-time vendor. If you have more than this, you can enter all the vendors and respective their down payment account. So I use same down payment account for all these 3, but if you want different down payment account for each vendor account, you can use it. But I use, so simply you have to mention the vendor number reconciliation account, okay, any reconciliation vendor, and select the down payment account. If it is different, you can simply select the down payment to vendor, okay. So the simple step is that, and you will just save it. That's it. So because only down payment you don't have to, you have to match it with the vendor account as well. So these 2 accounts you have to match. You have to tell the system that when you are selecting, because when you are making entry, you just select the vendor account. Down payment account will automatically come. So how it automatically come? Because you defined here that you correlate this vendor account with this down payment account. So this is also done. Now we go to the next step. Next step is probably, yeah. See, down payment account which we define. This is our vendor account 12610, and this is our down payment account. So now almost done. Tolerance limit for customer vendor OBA3. There are 2 codes, 3 code probably, OBA3, 2 and 4. Yes. So the OBA3 is for customer vendor tolerance. For user is OBA4, and that's it. So I will show you OBA3. OBA3. company code. So this I made for customer vendor. I make one, just like. So this is according to your company requirement that tolerance $5 or 2%, and it is according to your company need, the tolerance limit, how much you can tolerate. I mean, if there's a difference in the payment, how much it should be, 2% of the payment or the amount. I think whichever is less, the system will do. So it is according to your company need. Tolerance limit, like if there's I will show you when we are entering invoice. I will show you how, and at the time of making payment, if the amount is different from the invoice, so what is the tolerance limit, like in detail we will do this. And this is OBA3, and for the user is OBA2. It should be OBA4. So this is tolerance limit for the user, that user can enter the amount, invoice amount of, it is almost 1 million. So any payment above this user cannot. So for open item, same limit, you can change it. And for revenue expense, it is according to your company need, you can control it from here. So that's it. And for the report, these are the two codes. You can see the reports. So we will do this when we are entering invoices and making payment. So right now this is for accounts payable configuration, and there are 2 or 3 things which relates to account payment, like configuration of bank, taxes, and one other thing. So these I will do a separate video, and the next video I will do for account receivable, and accordingly then we go to fixed asset and banking reconciliation we will do, and then we will go for MMSD configuration, and after that we'll do all the topics like check bank configuration and these things. So until now, thank you so much for watching my video. If you like it, please press like button and subscribe. And if you need any video relating to some process, please mention it. I will try to make a video and upload it. I have a time constraint, but I will try my level best to answer your queries. I'm receiving emails from you, so whenever I get time, I will reply back to you. So thank you so much, and see you next time.